What's up, bros? Today we're working on the M3. I just shot a video. It actually was just released like 3 minutes ago, so you're probably watching that now, and I appreciate you. Anyway, I'm going to spend the rest of the evening underneath the M3. What we're doing is three things. We're replacing the exhaust hangers. We are replacing the shift selector seal, which is basically where when you move the shifter around, there's like a rod that goes into the transmission. There's a little seal around it to prevent the fluid from coming out. That's leaking, it's got to be replaced. And lastly, this is the kind of like big thing, is we got to rebuild the shift linkage, all the bushings and everything. It's super sloppy. Actually, let me show you real quick. So this is the car in neutral. I just put it in any gear. There's first gear. This is first gear. Look how floppy that is. It's getting actually it's getting harder and harder to actually get it into gear because it's kind of numb when you try to shove it in there. You got to find the right spot, or the shift linkage kind of binds up, etc. So we got to fix that. Let me show you the box of parts we got. Had this box of parts for a while, but basically there's a ton of stuff in here. This is the exhaust hanger, bolts to the car, random exhaust gaskets. There's a whole kit of like stuff to basically rebuild the shift linkage and make it all nice. So we're going to do that. As you can see, M3 is on jack stands. Always should be safe. I use the big main ones. The little guys are just kind of there for just in case something weird happens. So yeah, let's get under there and see what we can do. Okay, so you're probably asking yourself, Chuck, you know how to do all that stuff? No, I don't. Exhaust hangers themselves, probably take care of those. The rest of it, never done before, we got to figure it out. Already found a problem. So that's where I bought the, not thinking, that's where I bought the new the new gaskets. These guys are blown out. These are hangers for the exhaust. I didn't buy those. I gotta find those somewhere. This up in there is where the work needs to be done, and I think exhaust would definitely be handy to have out of the way, so I'm probably gonna have to take it off. But what that means is it's got to be taken off from up there on both sides, which I wasn't planning on having to do. So let's rethink this. I got the exhaust off. I almost died getting it off, but here it is. Whole exhaust system. These are where the headers end, dump in, cats, resonators. This is the active auto works cat back. This is what's left of the hangers. This one's actually still mostly intact, but still needs to be replaced. So let's replace the hangers and then get back into the car, because, oh dear God, I'm tired of being under the car already. Okay, so here's the old hanger. Here's the new one. It's got a metal like brackety thing, so I gotta figure out how to get it out of this bracket and back in. But hopefully that's not too difficult. Okay, so new rubber hangers are on, and we get ready to put this back on the car. these new guys will do the trick. Okay, now comes the part where we decide if we want to remove the drive shaft. If we don't, we have to peek around it the whole time, which I feel like is going to be miserable. Problem is, that means this heat shield has to come off, and probably a bunch of other crap. How delightful. Okay, so look, E36 drive shaft. It's the Guibo. Two-piece drive shaft, so connects here. There's a bearing in here. Okay, so you see these bolts. You can spin the drive shaft now because it's out of gear and the parking brake's off. So I gotta take out. I think I'm gonna do just these three because my Guibo actually looks like it's in pretty good shape. This is your Guibo here. This thing, it's dying. It can introduce some like pretty crazy drive shaft vibrations and shit. So I'm gonna take the other three off connected to this. Then the middle here, and I don't know what I need to do back there to slide it out, but we might just get to stop there. We'll see. Okay, all those bolts are out. I had to take off the brace that was right here. These guys can come out, and then I think this thing is ready to slide out. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. I'm gonna try not to break my GoPro in the process. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. All right. So, drive shaft is down. Let me get the light. That's what we want to get to. You can see it is freaking nasty up in there. This is what we came for, people. All right, let's get to work. The top side, we gotta pop this off. Okay. There you go. This guy. Boom. A little bit of sound deadening. Okay. Getting close. Should allow this thing to slide out. Oh my god, it's dirty under here. Okay, so I pried this thing off. This thing is like basically just hanging on by a thread now. Oh dear God, I got it out. So all these little bushings need to be replaced. There's one in this as well. It gets replaced. This clip is on top of the transmission. It's like impossible to get to. It holds this to the front. Oh God, all right, let's try to replace some bushings. Okay, so I skipped a little filming because I was getting really frustrated, but basically replace this little selector rod, replace the seal. This thing has a new clip on it, all new bushings. This is actually a not aftermarket, it's like a short shift kit already installed on this thing. It doesn't have some of the bushings. It's got like metal pieces in place of bushing, so theoretically it should be pretty crisp when we're done here. So let me keep working and I'll update you in a minute. Okay, it's all back together down here, except for obviously the drive shaft and exhaust and stuff, but the linkage itself is back together. Looks good. Let's go up top and see if it feels any better. Okay. So it's better for sure. Not nearly as, that's the one thing that concerns me. Maybe it just needs to break in. It seems like it wants to pop out a second. Maybe it's just because it's not running. Yeah, fourth doesn't want to stay in fourth. Interesting. It's for sure more direct, less sloppy than it was. There's still a tiny bit of play, but yeah, way better, way better. Okay, so the work's done, but now I gotta put all the crap back underneath the car. The drive shaft, that weird heat shield, the exhaust. So I'm assuming you probably don't want to watch all that again. So I'll just update you in a minute. Maybe we can give the car a little drive. Look how dark my hands are. Should have worn gloves. Okay, so I just finished, but real quick. Look how big this freaking moth is. Thing is massive. It's not moving. Oh, look, he's got like a little hidden, So we're done. I gotta take the car for a test drive, but I gotta clean up first. Look at how dirty I am. That took like 5 hours, no joke. Started at like 4:30. It's like 10 now. Just getting the exhaust back on probably took me 45 minutes. Crazy. All right, I'm gonna clean up real quick, take it for a test drive, and then I guess yell bye-bye or whatever I normally do. Kind of done at the moment. Too much time spent under the car this afternoon. All right, as you may notice, my hair is shorter and it makes my beard look longer. It's okay, I got a haircut. This is actually like 3 or 4 days after I finished up the actual modification stuff on the BMW. And that's because by the time I got done with it, I was just like, F this, I wanna go to bed. I just wanna get cleaned up and not worry about anything. I intentionally left this video a little bit more raw for you guys to kind of like show you really how it feels when you're down underneath the car in like a tight space, and just, I don't know, it's just a lot to try to film while you're down there too. It's so enclosed and you're on your back for like hours at a time. It's not always super pretty and exciting doing stuff to your car. Sometimes the maintenance stuff gets a little bit ugly. And yeah, you saw how dirty I was and how just kind of like throughout the whole video my mood just kept kind of like dwindling. But that's okay because I drove the car this week. I drove it a couple times to work and the shifting is so much better. I figured out what the issue was with it popping out of gear. Basically, I didn't slide the boot, the actual like underneath the leather kind of like fancy boot. There's a rubber boot that seals the shift lever and the bottom of the car, so like no water or gases or anything get up through there. I didn't slide that down far enough, so when I put it in the rear gears, it was actually stretching the rubber of the boot and trying to pull the shift lever back to the center. So I just slid it back down into the place it's supposed to be after looking at pictures and learning how I should have done it. And it's fine. Put it in fourth, stays in fourth. Put it in second, stays in second. So good news, it worked. I didn't break anything. I literally had no idea what I was doing. I just was kind of winging it. We got in real deep. I was under there wondering, I don't know if this is ever gonna go back together, but it did. So it's a lesson for people out there. Modding or doing maintenance and stuff on your car is not always super fun, but it's not that hard as long as you follow the instructions. You just gotta kind of put in the time. Like I said, it was like 5 or 6 hours of me laying on my back. I was like super sore the next day, but it's done. If you're curious, that car over there, it's not a new car, it's not interesting. It's just my wife's loaner car because her Hyundai broke. Surprise, her Hyundai broke and is in the shop. So loaner car. Don't get excited. Past that, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed a little bit rawer look. It didn't have like a bunch of crazy edits and stuff. It was just me and you under the car getting stuff done, okay? So stay tuned. Like I said, I got a lip coming for the WRX, or the STI, whatever you want to call it. Got a lip coming for it, and I got some more stuff to do on the M3. Hopefully we're gonna make a track day or a autocross or something soon in the BMW, just to kind of like get out there, feel out the car, make sure everything's running and working good. But yeah, I appreciate all the support, loving all the new subscribers and all the comments and likes and just interaction. That's why we're here. We're here to interact with each other and talk about cars and do car things. So keep it up, okay? Happy to see you again, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!